welcome everybody to another edition of Miss Bomey's Zone. And you didn't talk all the way through, see? That worked well.
That's because I was too busy looking for my glasses.
Oh, okay.
My cheaters.
All right,
You're at that age. Well, at least I am. Can't see shit.
I passed that age a while back. My problem is I can't now. I got reading glasses, but I can't see with those on now. So I mean, I've got the bifocals here. I've got another pair over here, and I end up putting them on, and then I got them on the end of the nose, and then sometimes I pull an Eric and put one pair over the top of the other ones and go, hey, you know what? There is such a good glass. Okay, that works. It's like, oh god.
It's trying to find the right.
And we always wonder why the kids don't want to sit with us in the movie theater. That would be why.
That's why we're too embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. So, superstitions. There's a lot of superstitions.
Yeah. There's a lot out there.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, some of them you can't really even find an origin for. And a lot of them, I mean, we have some silly ones that, I don't know. I couldn't find an origin for why people won't change their underwear. There are people that have that. I'm serious. There are people that have that superstition. They have a pair of underwear, and then the Red Sox won, and now they won't. Now they wear that every time they play. It's like, dude, seriously, wow. Sit over there. Sit way over there. Someone get this guy 2 bottles of Right Guard. You just keep that stuff spraying, dude. Because if I even hear you say shit like that, I don't want you near me. You got some special.
There's some strange ones. Absolutely strange ones.
But anyone out there listening, if they end up getting in the chat room, I would love to have somebody explain that one to me. The superstition of like having a. Now it isn't necessarily always underwear. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's a pair of socks I wear every time, or they have a jersey and they don't wash it though. Well, why not wash it? Well, no, you can't wash. They won the last. What does that have to do with anything? It's like you're telling me the entire fate of an entire multi-billion-dollar sports team rests on your socks? Do they know this?
Or your underwears?
Yeah, I mean, have you contacted the Red Sox and told them the reason they had an 81-year losing streak was because someone washed their socks?
Sending them an email.
I mean,
Dear Red Sox.
Did you know why you had the losing streak? I do.
Yeah.
Someone washed their socks.
Yeah.
Douglas says it takes out the mojo. That must be French for foot funk or whatever.
Hey.
Just get up and go get him. Moon over karma.
Don't do that. Can I have the chat room?
Does he have any of those? Eric, have any of those weird clothing superstitions?
You got any weird clothing superstitions, like if your favorite team plays, you don't change your underwears or your socks, or?
No, it's just kind of a lazy laundry thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. Yeah.
I got a lucky pair of underwear. Changed them a week and a half ago.
Oh God.
What makes them so lucky? You can just jump in without even touching them. They're standing up on their own.
Yeah.
No, I don't find myself superstitious like that. Like some people, it's like, oh, before you do this, you got to like do 3 circles and knock on wood. And no.
Yeah, some of that stuff is just odd. That the sports ones, you find lots of information out there about different superstitions, but it's like, wow. Some of the crazy ones that are crazy to me, those like the shirts and the socks and all that, the jersey and all that you never wash. That stuff just makes no damn sense to me.
Well, it's like the hockey players in the playoffs. They don't shave until, after it's all over and done with.
I mean, and just imagine.
Here again.
I mean, is that a secret? Do other hockey players know this? Because if they do, then shouldn't everybody be winning the championship?
Well,
If
yeah.
nobody shaves, shouldn't everybody have one? Then I mean,
Okay.
you can imagine the
Yeah,
hazing must take place when they walk in there. Did you shave? I'll beat you.
Yeah.
that's fine. Is that us here?
Hmm.
So who do we have in the chat room?
Let's see. I
Um,
just was getting ready to bring it up. I got I know Gunwald one's in there. Douglas is in there.
us. Okay.
Mine's always behind, so
That's all I have on mine too. I just wanted to make sure.
it'll start picking up here in a few.
Oh yeah. No
That's
worries.
just the way it goes. But so, what did you find out, or what was the most interesting, whacked out superstition that you saw?
Um, the one that I thought was kind of like strange, and I didn't know this because everybody always was like, "Don't walk under the ladder! Don't walk under the ladder!" I'm like, why do you not want to walk underneath the ladder?
Well, my
And
father would answer that as because something will fall and hit you in the head, idiot.
oh,
That's what my father would say.
this goes back to ancient Egypt. The triangle was considered a holy symbol, so
Oh,
you weren't
really?
really supposed to be near that because it would if what did they say? You would run into an unhappy spirit, which isn't good for your health, no matter who you are.
Okay.
I thought that one was strange. I mean, because you always hear, "Don't walk underneath the ladder."
Well, that one makes a lot more. It makes a lot more sense to me. I mean, I've got a thing here. There's ones like never say happy birthday too early.
Yes. Did you see that one too?
I thought that was odd.
Like, you're not supposed to tell somebody happy birthday until it's their actual birth date.
Right, and here in America, it's a very, very popular thing to go, hey, if I don't see you next week, yeah, happy birthday, okay?
Yeah. But it's
So I've had people do it to me all my life, and I haven't had bad luck. Now I wonder, since I know the origins, will I start having bad luck now? Is everyone going to call me up 2 days for my birthday and go, happy birthday, sucker? Shouldn't have answered the phone, pal.
Yep. There was some strange ones for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what gets silly to me is it's like people go, well, if you do this, nothing will ever work there, and it won't work, it won't happen. Do other people know this? Am I the only one in the world who has this problem? If I don't put this in a certain way, it's not going to ever work. The sports teams, do they know that you're not supposed to wash your hands? No wonder they must not know, or we would never have all these different champions.
I don't know, but there'd be a lot of people running around with either some stinky ass feet or
I
some
mean, yeah, can
really
you imagine
dirty underwears.
the underwear industry is sitting there going, you got to get these people off of this whole kick. I mean, come on, we're not selling anymore here.
We're
Come
losing
on.
money. Damn it, we're losing money.
You got to get them convinced that if you wash them 3 times a day, then you win.
Well, that's it too. Sorry, I had to take a big drink of water. We had some kind of spicy food tonight.
Look at this. J-Dog just came in and wished me happy birthday. That means I'm going to have bad luck now. Why didn't you wish her happy birthday? Why
No,
not?
I think he meant the United States Marine Corps. Isn't it their
okay.
birthday today?
Oh, okay. Wait, I thought their birthday was the other day. Hold on. I don't know.
I don't know for sure, but that's, I think, what he was referring to. I'm not positive. Are you looking it up?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about this one. Talk about strange and weird. Have a horseshoe up your butt.
Okay, no, hold on. We said superstitions, and you brought it to shitters already. We are 10 minutes in, and you're already welcome to Shitter Talk with Miss Bowman. I mean, come on.
It's a new record for Miss Bomey.
Oh my word! How do you can bring anything back? I mean, You could be in a conversation with 12 nuns, and all of a sudden they're laughing, going, "She said shitter." She did.
Yeah.
Really.
Apparently, iron is associated with strength. In fact, one superstition says that iron can ward off evil spirits. The shape of the horseshoe is also associated with luck because it is half a circle or a U, which in many cultures this shape is associated with good fortune and fertility.
But hold on.
Oh, there's more.
I've heard. I had it in the promo of people hanging them up. But
I know. I
you're
saw
not.
that.
You're not saying hang them up. You're saying jam them in. I'm confused.
Yeah, talking about that because I saw when they were like nailing them on the and hanging them on the wood wall there in the promo. It says the horse is also reviewed in many cultures. That the horseshoe is usually attached to the hoof of a horse by 7 nails. The number 7 is said to be a lucky number in many societies and cultures. This is thought that Greeks were the first people to attach horseshoes to the hooves using 7 nails. So that one kind of originated from Greece.
I like this. I like this one. Do not place 2 mirrors opposite each other. The the infinite reflection may look cool, but in Mexico and elsewhere, facing those mirrors towards each other is the doorway for the devil.
Yep.
Interesting.
Knock on wood. You know, people always say that all the time. Knock on wood. I guess that's a more common one among the superstitions. The knocking on wood will ward against evil spirits goes back to the Druids. Is that
Druid? Oh wow,
Ireland? Yeah,
that's way back.
Yeah, in pagan times, wood was regarded as holy. After all, gods created wood, so it must be holy. That was their thought process on that one.
Oh, interesting.
I thought that one was interesting.
No, this one says never stick your chopsticks straight up. Poking chopsticks down into your food is a big no-no in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
The utensils look like the unlucky number 4, which means death. And also, the incense sticks used at funerals, another tip. Don't point your chopsticks at anyone. It's considered rude. Bless you.
Oh, me.
Never sneeze after someone says the word chopstick. Okay. Well, we've had shitter talk, chopsticks. Night's young.
You know, the one about don't spill salt. I didn't know what this meant. I always saw certain people throw the salt over their shoulder, but I could never understand why. Salt is a preservative and is known to be good for our well-being. So that being said, salt is known to be a preservative and to fight decay, which they view as the devil, and it's became synonymous with good luck. So spilling salt is considered unlucky. However, if you do spill salt, the best way to ward off the effects of bad luck is to throw a pinch of salt over your left shoulder. And I don't know if this one said where this originated from.
There are so many that they don't have a clue where it comes from.
Yeah. Our left side was thought to be our ancestors or to be our wicked side. So it was said that evil lurked over your left shoulder. Thus, throwing salt in that direction, you can dispel them.
Huh. Now, I came across some gift-giving superstitions I thought were weird. They have one, yeah. Giving anything sharp, such as a knife or a scissors, is bad luck, as it's thought to sever the relationship.
I read that, and you know what? That's funny when I read that because at the time when I first got married, my first marriage, my one of my good friend's mom, she gave me a knife set, and on that knife set she put 7 pennies, and I thought, well, that's kind of strange. I didn't understand why she did it, and then when I read that, I went, aha.
Yeah, it says, however, the damage can be mitigated if the receiver gives something small like a coin in return to make the
Hmm.
exchange a transaction. So, in other words, you were supposed to give her the 7 pennies.
Yeah,
Did you
it
know
was
that?
just weird. I
Did
didn't
you?
know that.
So you didn't give her the pennies.
No,
So
I
it's
mucked
your
that up.
fault.
No wonder why my marriage ended.
It's your fault.
It's my fault. I screwed it up.
You've ruined that. You got. But on a good note, you did something good because you had a 10. You broke the 10-minute run for shitter talker. That kind of mitigates it right there, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it says, let's see, some folklores err on the side of caution and also recommend repeating the rhyme, if you love me as I love you, no knife can cut our love in two. Can you imagine
Oh,
walking in and there's
really?
just two people standing there saying that over and over again, holding
Um,
knives? I'd
no.
leave. I'd leave.
I think you'd probably get arrested and then sent to the mental health unit of your hospital.
Yeah, it says opals are considered one of the most unlikely gemstones, and so should be avoided as a gift unless the receiver was born in
Born in
October,
October.
the
Mm-hmm.
birthstone
I
month
knew
for
that.
opal. Now, see, now right there though, I call BS. So I mean, come on, there's someone designed a folklore that was okay as long as I can sell them to you on for the birthstone. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. In which case, its negative vibe will be reversed. Never set an opal in an engagement ring, as it pretends early with widowhood. Oh, it
Oh,
portends
yeah.
early widowhood. Hmm, interesting.
So, did you ever find out what the black cat was all about? Where that originated? I
I found way too many.
I
Way
know
too
I was
many.
like one of the most common ones when you were doing the search. I'm like,
Yeah, but
holy
there's
cow!
so many stinking ones. One of the ones I read was that now there's old ones and then there's newer ones, but the ones
Hmm.
that made the most sense to me was they were associated with witches. They became very
Yeah,
very prominent during the Salem witch trials because that seemed to be wherever you saw that black cat was nearby where a witch was supposed to be, and they believed that that's how the witch manifested herself to travel, was to turn into a black cat. That was one of the explanations.
oh, okay. So she would change into a black cat.
Yeah,
Okay.
because she could travel the night and she would be able to get anywhere she wanted to go, and people would ignore her.
Yeah, I was looking at that same website that you must have been looking at with the one that talked about the knives and the coins and some of the other stuff there.
There's one in here about shoes. You love
Shoes?
you love shoes.
What? Yeah.
Giving someone now Eric, if Eric can hear the sound of my voice, listen carefully, Eric. Giving someone a new pair of shoes is unlucky. Although strangely it is also said to prolong their life. It's very bad luck to give shoes as a Christmas present. It's thought to signify the receiver will walk away from you. However, if you never give anyone a gift of shoes, it means that you will be doomed to go shoeless in the afterlife. Tough choice. Tough choice.
So what? You're gonna carry your shoes with you in the afterlife?
No, if you never give anyone a gift of shoes ever, you will go shoeless in your afterlife. So I guess I
Oh.
guess it means just give you the money. So give Christine the money, let her buy the shoes.
Let her buy the shoes.
Because technically, the gods will know that you gave her the money. They should, anyways. If not, they
Hmm.
need to get new jobs. But I mean, Mario says he guesses all those third world countries we gave our shoes to are fucked. Yep, they're screwed, Mario. They are in deep trouble.
Yeah, we have Mario here, and Real Cobra Burnout has joined us. J Dog's with us. Johnny Concho. Welcome, guys.
Scott
Thanks for
Mowry's
joining
here
us.
as well.
Where did? Okay,
He came in a while
unless
back.
he just popped in. Okay, yep. Sorry about that. Missed that one. Looking at too many screens all at once.
You poor thing. Let's see. What is this one here? Portraits. Bad news for the egomaniacs and narcissists. Receiving a present with your own likeness on it is bad luck. And to receive a portrait of yourself is a sign of treachery. Well, number one, how many people actually go have a portrait done of themselves? What do you got there? It's a picture. Oh, who's it of? Me. Interesting choice. You did your own portrait. Yes. Well, though I suppose people sit down and have caricatures done. I wonder if they all know that it's bad luck to buy a caricature in the park.
A what? Character in the park?
Yeah, you know the guys that sit around there. You sit down and draw a picture of your
They
big
draw
head.
their like cartoon character.
Yeah, the big head. You have a big head,
Yeah.
and tiny little body.
Yeah.
That's a portrait, right?
Yeah.
It's bad luck. And since you're doing it of yourself, it's treachery.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here's one from your homeland. In Sicily, it is said that you should never give the gift in the shape of a cat to someone who's engaged to be married, as it foretells sudden and violent death. However, in other cultures, if your partner gives you an actual cat as a present, it means you will never be parted.
Oh, really?
So I guess move out of Sicily, go somewhere else, give her the cat, then move back to Sicily, and everything will be fine. See? These are all so silly. They're so easily foiled. Can you imagine arguing that to Pearly Gates? You gave her a cat. No, technically I moved. I moved. Gave her the cat, then moved back. So I'm safe. Holy moly, some of these are absolutely silly.
Oh, this one I found interesting. Don't go right home after a funeral. A Filipino tradition called, I might not be pronouncing this right, peg, dictates that people never go straight back home to their house after the wake. It is believed that a bad spirit might tag along and come inside. So mourners will stop at a restaurant or a store first, just in case. They're not going to bring the bad mojo home with them.
Interesting. Apparently roses have a superstition that surrounds them. In the Victorian era, roses were especially popular between lovers, as they were associated with secret passions. Different colored roses impaired different meanings. For example, the red rose was given to show passion, and the white rose was to symbolize purity. But to be careful, ward very careful, do not mix them up.
Do not mix them up.
Don't give the wrong color. Which means if you give your lover the white rose, she will never speak to you again.
Doesn't white mean admirer?
No, it means purity.
Purity?
And
Okay.
trust me, she ain't pure anymore. She been sullied.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you gave her the white one, who'd you give the red one to? The one that was pure that I guess it looks like you want to sully.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Yeah, that's right. Why is there white and red here? People got confused.
Well, here's another one. Whistling indoors invites evil. Whistle while you work may be an issue in Lithuania, where it's forbidden to whistle indoors because The noise is believed to summon demons.
Wow, interesting.
Mhm.
So your
I
mother's got to go all the way outside to whistle and call you home for dinner because she's at a door. She certainly doesn't want to invite him in.
Mario. So what happens when your husband has the hair color of the devil? Uh-huh.
Turquoise is supposed to remove animosity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Indians
You know,
believed it. That's why it was the great gift, because if you gave that gift of turquoise, if you made it with your hands and you ground it and you gave it to somebody, it removes animosity between the giver and the receiver. I had heard that one before.
this one stems from Greek mythology. Don't cheers with water.
Oh, I mean, okay, I get you.
Yeah.
So if
You
you're
can't say cheers, Lars, with your glass of water because it's all bad. You're actually wishing death upon the people you're drinking with. You're still hoping you die? I mean, what the hell? Wow.
cheers, fuckers. Why did he say that? I don't know. Why is he drinking water? Oh, I didn't even. I gotta go back. I'm going to go back right now. I think they're just doing their thing, listening and doing their thing. Let's see. It looks like Mario and Cobra are they're having a special minute.
Cobra says the chat room is 89.7% white.
And apparently Mario says yes, but he likes nachos. So only airmen get all technical on statistics. Okay.
Avoid sleeping with your head to the north. According to Japanese superstitions, sleeping with your head in this direction is bad luck because that's how the deceased are laid to rest.
That can't be true though, because I mean, think about it. All the military people that have fought in all the wars, when they laid down, they laid down. That's it. I mean, you just lay down. When you're in the service, you develop a very unique ability to sleep.
Yes.
I never had the ability to go to sleep for 25 minutes until I got in the military. Then I learned sometimes that's it. So you got a shot and it's okay. As long as it's okay, take it. Take it now. And I'm serious. That can be. I've laid down under Humvees because it's the only spot there was that had a second of privacy. I mean, I used to lay on the rounds for the howitzers. They kept them in this one, and with all the I can't say the name of the round now. Why can't I say the name of that round? Our starlight rounds, they were all kept separate in a separate one. All right, it's white phosphorus. There we go. I couldn't realize why I couldn't say that. But I used to lay up on top of those because they had all that padding in there. All that padding was there. And I figured, people go, why do you lay on that? It's like, what's going to happen? If one goes off, we're all done. It's going to be like this. The whole place is going to be like the sun. We're done. I mean, I'd rather be at ground zero. I mean, I'm just laying here.
You guys have been in the military. You could sleep anywhere in any position.
Oh, yeah.
It's just crazy.
Anywhere. It doesn't. But I mean, that's why I laugh about. I said your kitchen's big enough. If there was enough people there, we'd sleep in there.
Well, I did have people in my living room and on the floor. One year for Shootapalooza, I'm like, okay.
You can make a pillow out of just about anything.
Yeah.
And you learn to sleep. I mean, you got to sleep with everything on. So you find a spot. You find a spot. You wiggle around for a second or two until you just get the right spot, and then you're out. You are out. Done. Right there. Finished.
Yep. I believe it. We've all heard this one before. Itchy hands have financial repercussions. In Turkey, an itchy right hand means that you will come into money, but if your left hand is the one that's itching, you're going to lose money.
Huh. Interesting.
Don't play with scissors.
Oh, here's another girl one. Purses. If you give someone a purse, it's important to make sure that you put at least one coin inside it. This will ensure the purse will never be empty and signifies a future of wealth. So see now, if all this is true,
That's old country.
I know, but
there.
if all this is true, you should be able to walk up to Eric and say, "Get your ass down to the store, get a purse. I don't care how much it costs. Put a quarter in it and hand it to me. We'll be done with all this bullshit soon enough. Just get me the purse."
The financial situation will turn around.
I mean, come on. If it's real, why isn't this bad? Why this should have been done? I mean, the people you talked to, they should have told you this first.
Mm-hmm.
They should have said, "Did you buy your purse and put a quarter in it?" No. Well, dummy, do that first. You will never have a financial problem if you do that. Everybody knows that.
Gunwild said wallets too.
Oh, wallets too. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I didn't know
Tell
that.
him to send me a wallet with a quarter in it now, right away. I mean, come on.
Hey, there you go.
Are we having tamale talk in the chat room?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're the tamale man. Okay. Oh, they're going at it. Okay. It's Mario. Okay.
Those two.
Let's see. Gifts should not be just given between friends and family. The luck of the household can be preserved by extending the generosity to a visitor. To protect your household from mischief that varies, it is wise to leave out gifts of food or salt to preserve their good feelings, and also lucky to give gifts to any visiting carolers or singers. I'm one of those people that I don't like carolers. I don't like it. It's like I'm sitting down, I'm watching a show. I don't get to watch television hardly at all as it is, but I get to sit down right now and watch for a few minutes, and all of a sudden, knock, 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 doom, 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 doom. It's like, oh man, are you kidding me? And then, like, it's not polite to close the door. Oh, yes, it is. If I leave it open, I'll talk, and what I'm about to say is not polite. So closing the door is polite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't have that. I don't know. I don't like it.
Here's a really strange one. Stepping in dog poop isn't necessarily bad.
Oh, gee. Tell me
This
the ways.
originated from France.
Tell me the ways that the Swa say that it's good.
C'est bon. If you step in dog poop, it's actually considered good luck. If you step in the poo with your right foot, if you step in the poo with your left foot, it's bad luck.
So in other words, I need to run downstairs, get Dottie, take her out.
Good luck. Right foot is bad luck. Sorry, I had that backwards.
I wonder how many people just ran out and stepped in it with their foot. And you just caused them. Wow! Think of what you've done to humanity now. You gave out the wrong info. There's people running out the doors now, stomping on dog poop.
It says.
They're like, wrong foot. What? She said no. She said that. Oh my
No.
God.
I don't see how that can be good luck. That to me is bad luck because you're stepping in poo, no matter what foot's hitting it.
Well, Gunwild just made a good point. You just managed to turn it around to shitter talk again because dogs use the ground for shitters.
You know, I never looked at it from that aspect. Thank you, Gunwild.
I'm glad you didn't say angle because I would have been like freaked out if you were like, I haven't looked at it from that angle. Hopefully you don't lay on the ground. Okay, drop it.
I wasn't checking out no dog shitters, so no, not going there. goodbye, Mario.
Thanks for being here, Mario.
Yeah, thank you. Oh gosh, there's just like so many weird ones, and it's kind of funny because some of them they'll tell you like where it originated from, and some they're not so easy to find where they originated from. Oh, I have heard this one before. Bird pooping. I'm on a poop kick here.
Wow, it is like
Welcome to Shitter Talk.
Bird poop brings good fortune. According to Russian superstition, bird poop that lands on you or something that belongs to you will bring you wealth. Something to keep in mind the next time you're reading underneath a tree.
so. If that's the truth, then all those bums that are laying out in the street in New York are constantly being crapped on with all those pigeons. It doesn't work.
I was gonna say that New York should be like one of the more wealthiest population of people.
I mean, they got quite a few poor people.
Uh-huh. I don't know why I'm on the poo talk.
I have no clue. But now we're getting poo pictures, so.
From J Dog. Clean up the dog shitters. Did you know that owls are a bad omen?
I've heard negative things, yeah, about owls. I never quite found out what it was that was supposed to be so bad about it.
I guess this stems back from Egyptian times, in Egyptian superstition, that if you see or hear an owl, terrible news is coming. Yet another reason not to hang out in the the woods at night.
Hold on, back up. If you're in the woods, you think you hear lots of owls?
If you hear them or see them, then that's a sign that terrible news is coming.
Can you tell me what an owl sounds like? Go ahead, say it. Say ooh. Ooh, go ahead. Because that ain't what an owl sounds like.
What does an owl say?
Oh, a lot. The ones I'm familiar with are barn owls and screech owls. We have great horned owls up here too, and none of them sound like poo.
Or sound like they're saying.
Screech owls sound like a scream.
Okay, let's see here.
Now you hear that in the woods at night, that'll freak you out. There you go.
That's a barn. That's a barn owl.
Yeah, that's an owl.
Okay, that's the strangest thing because I've never heard that.
Now you hear that when you walk in a barn and it's dark out. You're not in the woods. That will freak you out.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't sound like poo. No, it's nothing like a yodeling pickle.
That's for sure. Owls can get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
Yes, the longest running commercial in U.S. history. I cannot believe they're still using that same commercial.
Well, this is I knew this one. An owl in your house brings death. This is an Italian superstition that says if an owl ends up in your house, someone in your family will die.
Well, I can tell you this much. If an owl ends up in your house, he's probably going to frick some people up because those are just some big old sharp talons, and that's a lot of wingspan. Stuff's going to be getting, I mean, you can't just go grab one of those things. They got like gigantic needles on their feet. Razor sharp stuff.
They're just crazy looking. Like some of those owls, when you look at their faces and their eyes, to me it's just.
What's really creepy is when you watch their head. When you watch their head go all the way around.
Yeah, we don't need to have The Exorcist performed by owls. Thank you very much.
No, but their head they
but
can't
do.
They can't do a 360, but it's like some ridiculous amount. Now I don't quote me on it, but it's probably like over 180 degrees or something
Yeah.
like that. They're able to like really get that head turning around.
Yeah. Isn't it like a little over 180 degrees? I don't remember.
I think it's something like that. I'm not sure. But
I
yeah,
don't know, but they're creepy critters in my book.
you see, like, it's like the first time I saw a great horned owl. What, let's see. Why does John have an echo? Echo. Christine doesn't have her headphones on. That's all.
Oh, do you want me to put my headphones on?
Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna get rid of the echo.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Hang on a second. I don't know how to do this. I gotta learn how to drive the bus one of these days.
Well, the first thing you have to do is put the key in. You stand outside the bus and go, Eric.
I always do. I'm like, Eric, come and help me. Oh, he heard me. I gotta put my headphones on. There's an echo.
It says Libby
So
on the
where'd you
label.
What the heck?
It doesn't even have the headphones.
Technical
as an option.
difficulties. Stand by.
Wow, that's weird.
Oh, that's weird. I don't understand. There's always something that has to go wrong.
Oh, let's see here.
Excuse me.
J-Dog, yeah, they can total cars. Yes, they can total a car. The great horned owls are just huge. It's ridiculous how big those things are.
You hear now?
Test.
There we go.
Could you hear?
Mm-hmm.
All right, shouldn't be any more echo now.
It's loud though.
I'll talk softer.
No, I just don't know what button it is for the volume. You know, it's a good thing that I'm not part of a band and I have to do the soundboard because I would epically fail. Okay. Okay, say something.
Test.
Yep.
Test.
Thank you. Yeah, I would fail. I'd get fired. They'd be like, "What the hell? You don't know how to do anything." I'm like, "Yeah, nope. Bye-bye."
Well, but you wouldn't have gotten hired, so I don't think you'd get fired. Like, can you turn this on? Nope. No idea.
I could lie. Is that better, guys, in the chat room?
No echo, right? No echo. All right, let's see here. Do you know what family the owl belongs to, by the way?
Not the hawks.
No. Think dinosaurs. Think of the most terrifying medium-sized dinosaur there is. That's a T-Rex. And there's nothing.
That's the only one I know.
There's nothing. I specifically said medium size, and she's like showing these little tiny hands in front of her. It's like, that's a T-Rex. She's like, tell me what I know. Raptor. Very good, J-Dog.
Raptor.
Yes. A raptor.
What a
That's
the
the
raptor?
family. All your ospreys, falcons, eagles, vultures. Those are all raptors. That's the family that all those animals, all those birds of prey belong to is raptors. They're called raptors.
Were raptors were they actually a walking dinosaur?
Well,
or did they fly?
Generally, when I have to go that far back in the history, I talk to Jim. But since Jim's not
he's not here,
I really don't have any experience in pre-biblical times. I'm just not that well versed.
I'll ask Google later.
Yeah. And you know what Google will say? Jim's not on. J-Dog says he got to hold a peregrine falcon. Boy, those were beautiful birds, too. Wow, those things are gorgeous.
Oh. All
Well,
those
now
birds like that.
we have red tails here in Maine, and just a quick story. Dottie
Hmm.
got hit. She actually got hit by a red tail. Now she survived. Everything was fine. We got her just in time, but it was really weird, and it was a silly. It was a weird mistake that I knew better than to do, but I didn't. I didn't. All the signs that were pointing to me
Hmm.
of what could happen, I didn't even. I for some reason it just they all went away. There's a very in the early spring, whenever those red tails give birth, there is a very weird mechanical sound. It's like a screech, but it almost sounds mechanical. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like it's coming out of a speaker or
Yeah.
something. But it's the mother calling to the young and the young answering back. Okay. And what a mother red tail will do is she'll hit the prey. I mean, she goes
Hmm.
in it, she hits it hard, tears right into it, and then she goes away and she sits off to the side and she lets the young one come and do the practice killing. But she does
Oh.
the main hit, and Dottie got hit.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
so I got her in time, but that hawk was going to feed Dottie to her young ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah. She had a hole in her for a while. Yeah, she got one talon went right in, up and around the backside, but she was okay. It didn't hit anything vital. But wow.
Lucky.
Yes, indeed. Tears a new ass. Yes, yes, it will.
Hmm.
But yeah, thus ends our raptor talk. We've all learned something new now. Back to superstitions. Owls are superstitious. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Now, did you know some of the ones I thought was like really dumb? I thought it was like these peacock feathers ones. You should never have a peacock feather in your house. It's unlucky.
Oh, really?
It invokes the magic of the evil eye. And they say that umbrellas. Some people believe umbrellas are wrong to have.
Yeah, you're not
They
supposed to open them in the house.
well, they say you're not supposed to. Umbrellas are also unlucky as gifts. They'll cause estrangement. It's like so we're supposed to like not decorate the house, stand outside in the rain. Don't step on any cracks because you don't want to hurt your mom. Make sure if anything. Oh my! I mean, good Lord Almighty! It's just it would be tiresome trying to do all this stuff. Imagine the arguments. Did did you just give me that? Yeah. Well, there's no pennies in it. So I mean, like, what are you
So,
what are you saying to me?
what are you saying?
I mean, are you trying to hurt me?
Hmm.
Now go stand back in the yard, spin around 3 times, put your foot on your nose, come back in, and hand me a quarter, idiot, like you're supposed to.
Yeah, and then we're good.
Yeah, do this right.
This one comes from Syria. It says, "Don't play with yo-yos." In 1933, fear that they would cause a drought.
Okay, hold on though. Hold on. Now
I just thought I would
they
out.
actually had a superstition because Duncan had a successful product.
Yeah, it says Syria banned yo-yos in 1933. The jury is still out to find is still out on the fidget spinners though. But yo-yos are a no-go. Fidget spinners, the jury's still out. Thinking about that
Oh
one.
my god,
Does that make you wonder, thinking about all this and talking about all these like strange superstitions or superstitions that we know about? Like, where did some of these originate from? The origin, like some we said came from Egypt, some came from Italy, some came from Greece. I mean, that's got to go way back in time, though.
yeah? Well, I mean, yo-yos. I mean, you said 1930s. It's just odd. As exposure happens to different things, because I mean, if I'm right, if I remember correctly, the yo-yo was. I mean, we're talking like the yo-yo was. Isn't it like it predates Christ, doesn't it?
I'm gonna look that up right now because I'm kind of curious. That I don't know.
I think it was like they were like terracotta. Weren't they made like terracotta things or something like that? A toy or a timepiece or whatever the hell it was.
Okay, how long have yo-yos been around?
J Dog says it was a weapon. Okay, a weapon. That makes sense.
They've been around for over 2,500 years.
Yeah, I thought it was like
Hmm.
way, 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 way back.
It's considered the second oldest toy in history, the oldest being the doll. Hmm.
Okay.
Interesting. Learned something
Okay.
new today.
There you are. Well, there you go.
See, the day wasn't a total waste. Learned something new. But yeah, I thought that was kind of odd, yo-yo. Oh, what?
People have weird. I mean, some superstitions are BS. I mean, I saw some superstitions that they were talking about on farms that are nothing more than literally stories that were put out there by your father or your mother to make you do chores or to make you not slack off and do things. You know. Uh,
Uh-huh. Ugh.
um, they weren't demons and they're not fairies. They're like Rumpelstiltskin, whatever he was, you know,
Mm-hmm.
type critters that will come and cause you grief if you don't finish your chores. They tie your shoes together. They steal your homework. They will hide your toys. They will take
Uh-huh.
candy from you. They do all these notoriously naughty things to people who don't do what they're supposed to do. So they're naughty to you because you were naughty. And it's like, okay, that's such BS. I mean, that's just such. I mean, come on. Can you imagine trying to pull that off today?
Yeah.
School
No.
calls you. School calls you in and goes, excuse me. he's saying that you guys have like things in your house that mess with him because he didn't do his chores.
Yeah. J-Dog says gremlins.
Uh-huh. Gunwild says a jockstrap started off as a weapon. It was originally a slingshot. I suppose I could see that, yeah. I could, yeah. But I mean, whoever went, hey, you know what? What? I got an idea. There had to be somebody who went, why throw a rock out of this where I could put my rocks in it? I'm gonna use this.
Trading one set of balls for the other.
There you
Okay.
go. You went there, not me.
I'm sorry, I had Tourette's.
At least it wasn't on
Okay.
the other side, or we'd be off on the popular topic again.
Here's another strange superstition from India. It's getting a haircut on a Tuesday will cause bad luck based on a legend. So don't do your transformation / haircut on a Tuesday.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. Let's see if I got oh yeah. Okay, this was the one. Now, did you do the funeral, going home after a funeral?
Mm-hmm.
You did that one already, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you had done that one.
Giving yellow flowers is not a nice gesture. Getting yellow flowers in Russia means that you're cursing your friend with infidelity.
Oh. This one I like. This one I like a lot. There's a Canadian superstition
Okay, which one?
that expectant mothers who are craving fish but don't eat it will end up having a baby with a fish's head. You need to give in to your cravings and eat the fish. The Canadian Fishing Board.
Uh-huh.
Sponsored by the Canadian Fishing Board.
Yeah. Or what's that? What's that fish that they sell? Sponsored by them.
I know they're pushing lobster right now. I just laugh. They go, it's Canadian lobster. I go, okay, shut up. Really, shut up. They go, no, seriously, it's Canadian lobster. Just shut up. Just shut up. That's like having two backyards separated by a fence, and there's a hole in it. That blade of grass is better. Why? It's on that side of the fence. I mean, the main waters and Canadian waters are the same damn waters.
That's just weird.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Walking backwards. Have you heard that one before? In
No.
Portugal, it's considered bad luck to walk backwards. The common belief is you're showing the devil just exactly which way you're going. Because apparently he can't see. Apparently he can't see if you walk straight forward. I guess I don't understand that. The devil can't see you if you're walking forward, but if you walk backwards, it's like, oh look, there's somebody right there. Wow, they just came out of nowhere. Look at that.
We got him on GPS walking backwards.
There you go.
This one I can say yes to. Be wary of full moons.
Well, that's just because you know a lot of freaks, and freaks come out of nowhere. That's all.
Full moons are commonly associated with chaos, even if you're not convinced werewolves are real. But according to some place bustle, it's a popular superstition in hospitals. That is true. Because I can't tell you how many times that I've heard nurses and other people, that come in Monday morning. I'm like, hey, how's the weekend? Well, I worked this weekend. Yeah? Was it bad? Oh, yeah, it was a full moon. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
That's because the crazy people come out during the full moon, and you get people acting like idiots. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But in Italy, the locals believe that if you say the same word as someone in unison, you will never get married. To undo this bad juju, you must immediately touch your nose.
Well, I guess there's a day that you can go to the hospital. That's a good one. Got to go to the hospital on Wednesday.
Yep.
That's weird. That's
Why?
very, very weird.
Why?
I don't know. Just says that you should just go there on Wednesdays. Okay, what about Friday the 13th? Did you see a lot of those
No.
when you were doing your search?
I haven't seen a whole lot of that. There's some that are just like old stuff that you don't really get a whole lot of information because it come from so long ago.
The one that I found says the first one of the Friday. Let's see. Friday is thought to be an unlucky day unto itself. Some people believe that Friday was the day that Adam and Eve took their very first bite of the forbidden apple.
Okay. All right.
Weird. Cain supposedly killed Abel on a Friday, which was supposed to be the 13th.
Huh.
Oh, it's also been thought of the day in which witches and sorcerers work their foul magic.
Now, remember the old find a penny, pick it up, and all the day you'll have good luck? You know that?
Mm-hmm.
That little ditty arise because finding money is lucky in and of itself, obviously. But it might also be a spin-off of the old rhyme, see a pin, pick it up, and all the day you'll have good luck. See a pin, lay it down, and your luck will pass away. Why do they always mess up the rhymes? I always wondered about that.
Yeah,
The old days, you get a rhyme going, see a pin, pick it up, all the day you'll have good luck. See a pin, lay it down. You'd think it'd be something like, and then your luck will make you frown. But no, they're like, and then your luck will pass away. Hey, you guys couldn't rhyme. You couldn't rhyme. There's a whole lot of things that rhyme with lay it down. I mean, come on. They didn't. That one they didn't even try. They didn't even try on that.
No, they just said I can't think of anything. It's like we're done.
See now, here's a good example. Okay, now for a lot of people out there, you guys heard some of the ones that Ms. Bun was saying earlier, but now here's another ladder. Here's another explanation of the ladder. All right,
Mm-hmm.
walking under a ladder, its resemblance to the medieval gallows is why they say you don't walk under a ladder. So see, there's so many different ones in some of these. I think some things just come from so long ago, nobody even knows why.
No. Mm-mm. But the amazing part of all of this is we've been talking about all these, and there has been the most common ones that seem to recur throughout the years that you hear. It amazes me that these sayings and superstitions and thoughts are still a part of society.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're as a society, and it's well known as a society, we're good at making rules and stuff like that. We're just not good at fixing them. I mean, look how many dumb laws we had this conversation. We had a show about it. Stupid laws that are on the books now. I mean,
Yeah.
we got politicians that are in there that these sometimes these laws once in a while get used just cause it's there. But I mean, we're not that good at fixing our mistakes that we do. So having old world things like these superstitions, I mean, yeah, they're gonna stay.
Mm-hmm.
People are gonna believe it. I mean, but there's lots of things, and a lot of superstitions came out of the Great Depression. I mean, my grandmother had a lot of, and now there's also not only superstitions but behaviors. There
Mm-hmm.
are some behaviors that appear at first to be silly. I mean, I used to think, for my entire life with my grandmother, there was an old coffee can on top of the stove, and you dumped all your bacon grease in it. I was like, that just doesn't make any sense. Why? Because every time she needed to use bacon grease, or she wanted to make a biscuit or something like that, she always made new bacon. But then she would pour it into the container. And it's like
Yeah, and not use that.
I just don't get it. I don't understand. What's the point of it? So finally, it was a habit that was ingrained in her from the war. Apparently, they came around and they
Mm-hmm.
would collect the bacon grease for munitions. They used it as part of the war effort. So they wanted you to save it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
I
was
didn't
like,
know that.
okay, so she did that. But apparently, it was very important, though. It was like life or death that she did it.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone did it. It became part of her life. It's like, so
Oh,
she
that's
never,
so weird.
yeah, and someone, every time it got full, someone would always grab it and toss it out. Put a new one there, and she just kept doing that. It's like, wow.
Okay.
If that can wasn't there, she went looking too. Where's the can? Yeah, it's
That's.
glycerin. That's exactly what it makes. It makes glycerin. Yep.
Oh, is that what it does? I didn't know.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was strange. But they don't do it anymore. Now they have other ways of doing it. But yeah, back in that day though, at that time, that's one of those things. So those types of things spun superstitions
Oh.
of their own. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
not doing that could cost somebody their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you begin to believe this stuff. Whether that's
Mm-hmm.
not they're not trying to. I don't know if they're not trying to, but back when they were trying to get people to understand, do these certain things. Sacrifice this. It's for the war. Sacrifice that. Bring us your toys. Yeah, but give us your metal toys. It's for the war. A toy could save a life. All those as they
Mm-hmm.
drove those things into your brain, people began to hear them as children, and then grew up. So
Yeah.
stuff got ingrained into their minds. It's like, okay, this is the way it works.
Oh, sorry, I had to take a drink of water. There's the one that always says, when people sneeze and they say "God bless you."
Yep.
I never understood that really why.
I heard
So
it
it
was
says
a
in
spirit you getting in your mouth or something like that.
English-speaking countries, it's placed to respond to another person that sneezes by saying "God bless you." Though it's an indication of good luck, have accompanied a sneeze across desperate cultures for thousands of years. Largely tied to the belief that sneezes expel evil spirits. Our particular custom began in the 6th century AD.
Oh wow.
That's old.
So I just found a second one saying that black cat theory that it agreed with it. It said, so why, as having it now, the black cat crossing your path isn't necessarily the issue. It's the fact that there's a black cat in front of you that's the issue. All right. They say it's the belief was that witches would take the form of that animal, and cats was one of the things, and sometimes they took the form of burps.
I said, excuse me, I'm sorry. Dang diet, I can't wait to be done with this.
Freaking burp witches. I mean, come on. She's expelled the witch, people. She'll be fine. Yeah, so I mean that one. That I'm now seeing that twice. The rabbit's foot. It was this talisman. Talismans and amulets are a time-honored way of fending off evil. Consider the crosses and garlic that are supposed to kill vampires and keep them at bay. Rabbit's feet and talismans may hark back to the early Celtic tribes in Britain. They may also arise from hoodoo, not voodoo, hoodoo, a form of African American folk magic and superstitions that blends Native American, European, and African traditions together. So a rabbit's foot is a talisman. It's like an amulet, or it's a thing that you carry with you. All right, I get it now. Understand.
I didn't know that because
And right now, there's a bunch of rabbits listening to this going, yeah, make it sound cool. Right, yeah, make it sound cool. I'll be cutting my foot off tomorrow.
They'll be chasing me down.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it. We've already been an hour. Holy moly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that flew.
That went by fast.
Yeah.
Went by really fast.
Went by crazy fast.
Mm-hmm. J-Dag says cats are good luck.
Well, I don't have any superstitions against cats. I just don't like the whole, I left you something on your carpet in there. Go in there and take a look.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Or when you walk in the room and the cat just turns around and looks at you and you realize it's hanging from the top of your curtains. It's like stretching my legs, that's all. It's like, and you see the cat, the pole all the way down. You're like, oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much. No. There's a lot of different superstitions out there. Some that were pretty common, some that were strange, some I've never even heard of until tonight.
And you did notice that we found no defense for the sports stuff.
No, we didn't.
So let me ask you, Miss Hockey, for lack of a better phrase, nutbag. Do you have it? Well, I mean, come on. I've been privy to the whole. Are you begging? Oh, I beg you. Who's over there? Nobody. That's just her and a TV. Right. She has to be loud because the ref can't hear her over the television. So, yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
It's hockey.
So, do you possess any special little ritualistic behaviors that you might do? Sitting on the left side of the couch, sitting on the right side, or in the middle? Only sit in the middle, or do you always only eat peanuts whenever you're watching hockey? Or is there any like little Bohemianism that you do? There has to be one. Cough it up, sister.
If it's my favorite team,
I told the world I peed on a wall. You can cough this up.
If it's my favorite teams, and I think that they need some extra good luck, I'll wear one of the jerseys. Because I know I got a Minnesota Wild one. I got a Rangers one. I just got to work on a Toronto Maple Leafs one.
That's not freaky. Okay, so that's
no.
okay. That's not freaky. That's just like I put on my shirt because I'm for these guys. All right, that okay, that's all right. I didn't know if like you didn't allow people to cross the threshold of the television. You only
Oh, not while not while the game is on. Enter at your own risk. That's all I got to say.
I didn't know if like you sorted the M&Ms or anything like that at all. Which isn't bad, by the way. That's a normal behavior to do that, so it's fun.
Sorting M&Ms is a normal behavior.
Yes, it's normal.
Into color categories.
Yes, it's totally normal. You sort. I mean,
Says who? You?
It's normal. That is totally normal.
I don't know anybody that does that.
What? It's totally normal. Everybody separates the jelly beans. They separate the Skittles. They're come on. They're different. Who wants to jam the same flavor in their mouth? All those different flavors. I want to enjoy the same one. So I separate them.
They're M&Ms. They all taste the same.
Not necessarily. Sorting them keeps them normal, keeps them together in their color groups.
Mm-hmm.
At work once, it was so funny. At work once, the kids there went and got a whole thing of Jelly Bellies, and they sorted them all and brought them to me one time. But I thought it was awesome. I was like, oh my God, you guys, we sorted. Oh, you guys are awesome.
And you can hear John going, la.
Yeah, it's like, they're sorted already. Oh my God. It's amazing.
Gunwild says because he doesn't like the color touching like his food.
Well, I don't mind them touching because they're already touching the thing. I think that. And listen, when I first saw a Jelly Belly store, did you know in a Jelly Belly store they're not mixed up?
No, they're not. They have their own.
Do you see what I'm saying? They're supposed to not be mixed up. I'm supposed to be able to go, I'll take the cherry, please. I'm not supposed to have to dig around like a freaking armadillo trying to find one cherry. Come on. So I prefer any of those things like that. Like I take my like Starburst. I will split them all apart and I will put them by their colors.
Do you have too much time on your hands or what?
No, if I want strawberry, I want strawberry. I don't want to have a strawberry, a lemon, and a cherry. I mean, come on. What the hell flavor is that? I want strawberry. Gunwell says there's an M&M. There are stores that have M&Ms in separate colors.
Yep.
See that?
They do.
Yeah, see? And it's like jelly beans. I don't want. I'm not. Who eats a handful of jelly beans with 35 different flavors in it? Who does that? Some people. I don't like the licorice flavor one. Well, then you take those out. Look, the minute you take it out, you just separate it. See, you separated it. It's okay. You can do that now. Now separate them all. You just
and
get a few sandwich bags, and you just throw all the different ones in.
Do you have a favorite Jelly Belly flavor?
Well, I like a lot of them, but if I had to pick one, it'd be hot buttered popcorn.
I love those.
Yeah, now imagine. You pick up a handful, it's got 3 cherries, 2 lemon, 5 of the hot buttered popcorn, and the rest is all licorice. And you're like, you gotta buy the hot buttered popcorn. You're like, what the hell? Oh, it's licorice. And you're see? It makes perfect sense. Separate them.
In John's world.
He says I like the vomit flavor separate from my lemon.
Good one, Gunwild.
J-Dog says OCD. I sent Christine a picture of my cupboard dedicated to cans.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I finished it and went, oh, did I go too far? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You had all the labels facing forward.
They're all facing the same direction too. And there's actually the level number of cans.
Mm-hmm.
I get really frustrated when I'm short cans. Now it's not even.
I shouldn't laugh because I do the same thing with my glasses, my drinking glasses with the different sizes. They all have to be
See,
tall ones, medium, short.
everybody has these things. Everyone does this stuff. It's just part of life. How do we get into John's a crazy person, anyways? How do we get into
Squirrel.
I separate M&Ms. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. I mean, for me, it makes perfect sense, complete sense. It's the people
It doesn't matter. They're all M&Ms.
Not always, though. There are slight differences in flavor. Slight differences in flavor. I don't know.
I think you've lost your mind on that one.
What drives me nuts is like when Marty would put the stuff in the Easter baskets. She dumps it. She dumps it. So the M&Ms are mixed up with the freaking peanut M&Ms, and they're mixed up with the Skittles, but they're loose in the bottoms. Like what? Oh, what's in? How do I? There's so much work to do. Why would you do that? Just give him the bag. Give him the bag. Just give him the bag. Don't pour it. You pour that. That's so cruel.
That's what you do. You just pour it in the basket.
That's terrible, though. There's that grass. That grass is in there. Everything. I mean, oh my God. It's like, oh God. That's just, for me, I'm like looking at it going, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. You'll see me in there.
I would hate to see what your Easter basket looked like.
For me, it's real simple. You leave everything in its original package and you put it in the bag. And you just hand me the bag. I don't need the basket. I don't need any of the other stuff. And you can keep those stupid ass peeps too. Don't try to fill me up with peeps. I ain't doing that stuff.
I don't like peeps.
I can buy my own packages of Jet Puff marshmallows and shove them down. I don't need someone to cover it in sugar.
Yeah, I don't like the peeps. One of the girls that I used to work with, she was just couldn't get enough of them.
Conwell says she does it to me on purpose. She does that to me so I'll have something to do.
Stay out of her.
No, don't say candy corn. Do you know what Rhett bought? Do you know what Rhett bought?
Candy corn?
Yes. I was like, well, buddy.
Did he hear us talking about it?
No, I was like, but hey, buddy, are you sure you want it? Yeah, I want that. I want this one. He went and got the Brox. I'm like, but I mean, that requires me to go out and buy it. And that's actually like sacrilege. Okay. I said, are you sure you want it? Yeah. Look, Dad, it's only $2.49. I'm like, oh wow, it's even a ripoff price too. Wow. Can I have? And the last thing he said was, "Can I have two?" Because there was one that was like pumpkins. I was like, "Well, the pumpkins, I could deal with that."
Yeah.
But it's the whole candy corn thing. It's just sending the wrong message.
Just put it in a circle. It looked like the corn on the cob. It's all good. Oh, Douglas says we all know what basket. What
Jim's basket has no candy in it because there's a hole in the bottom.
Or it's filled with lotion.
Yeah, nothing can go in Jim's basket if it falls through the hole. Oh, my heavens, Joe.
Oh, gosh. It's just too funny.
All right. I suppose we should probably shut this down. Up on an hour and a half.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway.
I think I've been tortured enough, huh?
I've learned about owls and what sounds they make and what candies that John likes and doesn't like.
Yeah. But remember, people, I implore you, remember, sort your candy. Enough of this insanity. We're just reaching in the bag and go, well, which one's which? Just grab some. Who does that?
People.
No.
Anyways, I wanted to just say thanks to everybody in the chat room that joined us tonight. We had the Real Cobra Burnout. We had Mario. We had J Dog. We had Gun Wild. Who else was in there?
Douglas was in there.
Douglas
We
in
had
there.
Johnny Concho in there.
Johnny
We had
Concho.
Scott Mowry was in there.
Yep.
Whole bunch of the usual suspects were
Yep.
there. Thank you all very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Now they all have water cooler topics. They can say, "Oh, I heard this guy about." You want to hear something funny? I know a guy. I really know him. He sorts M&Ms.
Thanks everybody that joined us in the chat room. Thanks everybody that joined us live tonight to listen to us on Spreaker.com. Thanks to everybody that will listen to us in podcast on the various locations. I'm not sure what next week's topic is going to be.
It won't be does John separate trail mix, because the answer to that question would be yes. That's just insanity there.
Oh God, you've taken it too far now. And I'll leave you with one last funny Gunwild's comment. I heard shoving a horse shoe up your ass is bad luck.
And we're out of here.
And on that note, thanks everybody. Have a good night. Do your best, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks everybody.
No, J-Dog, I don't separate soup. I just don't eat any soup that's mixed up.